All right, so today we're going to do a first impressions and unboxing of two new knives by Rake. I know that's not how it's spelled, but I was told it's Rake, so whatever, we're going with it. So these are two new models that are coming out for 2021, and we're just going to dive right into it and give our first impressions. I'm not sure which one's which, so we're just going to go ahead and open up the first box and see what we find. Little paraphernalia. Now, I ordered two knives that are not exactly my personal style because I know that a lot of other people will be of interest to them. Let me cut this off. We have it. All right. So this is the first one, and this is the 661TZ titanium frame lock version of a knife that is very, very popular with usually has a steel but now titanium back locking mechanism. Looks like, does it have a lock bar insert? Oh, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. So first impressions is that shouldn't happen. Well, that's not a good first sign. It does have a lock bar insert. I like the shape and I like the size, but I'm not sure what's going on with that. Oh, maybe it just was that. Oh, now it's fine. What happened? Okay, so just don't be freaked out, because when you first open it, you may have an issue with the knife. But now it's working just fine. It's weird. Why did that happen? I'm not sure what was the problem, but for whatever reason, it was not wanting to open on me until just now. Now, the detent on this is very strong. I can feel it. It's very strong. Not an issue when you get it, because as long as you have the right angle, it actually almost feels assisted. Yeah, you have to get the right angle on it. That is one thing that I'm seeing here. Ouch. So that initial impression is not my favorite thing. So let's take a look at this. This is a 154 cm. This is the M-661TZ. Got a really cool swedge to it. I like the clip. I like the G10. I just not sure what's going on with the opening of this knife. It feels like the detent is just a little too much, but then I get the right angle and it just flies open. I don't think it should be that difficult though. So I'm gonna think about this and come back to it in a bit. So let's open up this other knife. Let's open up the other knife. Now, I was going to say that you have to assume... See, but like now it's easy. What am I doing wrong? I just know that I shouldn't have that much trouble depending on my angle. It shouldn't have just one angle. I guess it is a front flipper too. Interesting. Right hand only, as you can see. So let's put that one aside. This is actually the one that I'm most excited about. So let's hope that we don't have any issues with the opening of that. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. So this is the M671. Now the 671 is a very popular model. Small knife, again. But I saw this and I was like, whoa, we gotta take a look at that. That's beautiful. I love the milling on this knife. Okay, and there's no opening issues. All right, much, much better. and front flipper. Wow, that is a very pretty knife, I'm not going to lie. I really like that, and the texturing is very nice. It's not sharp, but it is definitely there. It feels very cool. It's not quite a finger choil, and these are small knives, so yeah, not quite a finger choil. It's a 4-finger grip, but it's like a 4-finger grip where your pinky is kind of hanging off the back. I don't think that's particularly a problem for a knife like this. Let's see how big this knife is. All right, so let's just take a quick look. So the blade length is about 2 3/4, cutting edge about just over 2.5. Okay, and the overall, it's about 6.5 inches when it's open. I really like these large thumb studs though. That just, I don't know. I just like thumb studs, I'm finding, and this is a nice set. But this has got to be one of the nicest looking knives I've seen in a while. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Comes centered, and like I said, we need to assume that both of these knives are the best that you will get. They are both smaller knives. My initial impressions is that I like this one a heck of a lot more, mostly because of the opening and of course the way it looks. Like, look at this handle. That is cool. The milling on that is beautiful. Now let me just quickly, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in my pocket. I didn't plan on doing it as a review, but why don't we let's just see, how does it go in? You know what? Here's the thing. It goes in, but so often when you use non-recessed screws, it hangs up, and that's exactly what happens here. So it stops right there at the beginning of the screw, so I have to kind of finagle it again to get it in the pocket. I do hope that in the future they will consider doing flush screws. I feel like it fits better. Wow, that comes out like a rocket. I think it just fits better in the pocket, and you don't have that issue where you get hung up. So that is one negative of both of these knives, is they don't have flush screws. And I think that's something that would certainly be an improvement. I love the shape. I like the size. I actually really like the size of this one. It's very, very light. In fact, let's take a look. How light is it? So we'll do it in grams first. Wow, that's very light, 61 grams. And this one is just about 100. Three and a half ounces. That's pretty good for a non-hollowed out titanium. Oh no, it is. Oh, look at that. I didn't just catch that. Hollowed out. Look at that. Very cool. All right, all right, all right. That's even more impressive. Oh, and then, of course, 2 ounces. Wow, that's very light. You know, I'm wondering if I just need to give this some time. So we're going to revisit this particular knife especially as a little bit later review, because I actually really do like that blade shape. And I like the size and styling. It's simple. But there's something going on with this that's making it difficult to open, and I'm not thrilled about it. So it looks good. All of this looks good, but that opening is going to be a problem for me. That's my initial impression of that one. Now this one, on the other hand, the only thing that I really have a negative to say about is just the screws on the pocket clip, but that's a pretty minor thing, to be honest, compared to the rest of it. And I gotta say, I really am a huge fan of Tanto blades in small knives, because this leading edge allows for good draw cutting capability. So this knife is crazy. Okay, so this is a milled out titanium frame lock knife in 154 cm. We talked about the size and the weight. This knife right now, I will show you, is currently coming in. You can buy it in the United States for $90. That's actually really good for all of the features that you have here. Bearings, drop shut, very good. Can it be reverse flicked? Oops. Oh yeah, for sure. That's why I like big thumb studs. You can really do a lot of different things with them. And they're very, very comfortable to use. I really like that. If anything, if you have big thumb studs, what I do prefer is if you had them sitting a little bit further back towards the frame. So essentially you don't have any negative ramifications of having those large thumb studs because they basically nearly come in contact with the frame. That's one thing you could do, but I don't think it's necessary per se. Love the front flipper. Whew. That's very, very good action. Wow. So I can pull it over top as well. Yeah. This is a great knife. This is a great knife. So far, first impressions. I'm pretty happy with it. Got the lock bar insert. Looks like it's about 40%. Very cool. Now, the handles are thick, but because they're milled out, I think it dramatically cuts down on the weight that it would otherwise have been. So this is a pretty thick handle, so it's going to give you a nice purchase. But the weight's not too bad. I like it. I like it a lot. I think we're going to have to give this one some time. Maybe I need to check it, take it apart, because every time I do it, like I'll do that and it works flawlessly and I can barely feel the thumb stud. Like it just comes out like a rocket. And then sometimes I close it and it's a lot harder, like that. Like that's weird to me. Why is it all of a sudden it's really good and then it's not? I'm not sure what's going on. This is the knife we'll have to look at. And I'm looking to see also the impressions of others on this knife over time. Maybe they can explain what's going on. But so far, this is the clear winner for me. Beautiful knife. Just very good. Very good. Now, I don't carry small knives often because I find that small knife blades really belong in multi-tools. But I also know that this is a very popular style of knife, popular size and so on. So we decided to go with this. And these two knives are actually going to be shared with some other knife reviewers to give their first impressions as well. And I'm curious if maybe I'm just doing this one wrong. I don't think it's meant to necessarily be a front flipper. But it's not, yeah, I don't think so because, yeah. Interesting. Okay, well that's it. First impressions. Now this is the M-671TZ and the M6... Ooh, let me move it in the frame so you can see it. The M661 right here. So this is based on a current model that is pretty popular. Nice drop shot action. But there's something weird going on with the angle that you need to deploy this thing. Interesting. I'll have to figure that out. It might be just user error. Curious to see if anyone else has this experience. That's the first look. I don't know if we're going to... We'll do a revisit after I carry each of these for a little bit. And we'll just make sure that I wasn't wrong about my initial impressions. But so far, I'm in love with this. Just great drop shot action. Really comfortable handle. Really like that. And love the blade shape. Pretty nice tanto. 154 cm. It's a great steel. It's a great steel. And for the price, I think these are actually quite good. I just gotta figure out what's going on with the deployment of this, and then I'll be pretty happy because I really like that blade shape. Really like it. All right, you guys have a great day, and we'll talk again soon.